So hi guys and welcome to Ustream. If you want to ask me a question, then you can do so through Skype, which is Lisa Cairns 12. If you want to come to one of my events, then I have one coming up in Amsterdam. This is going to be my last weekend talk for a while. I'm going to be doing more retreats. If you want to come to one of my retreats, I shall read them out. I can't remember them all in my head, actually. I'm doing one in a retreat in southern Spain, but that's fully booked. But if you want to camp or be in a camper van, then there's still places. But that's really, really cold. I think it gets quite cold at night. In the day, it's okay. Oh, and I'm doing an evening talk in London, UK, the 4th of March, 7 till 10 p.m. Then I'm doing a retreat in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, the 17th to 21st. And then I'm doing a retreat in Belgium for Easter, the 25th to 28th. But that one is booking up. I think it's half full already, and we only started advertising it a few days ago. It's becoming very popular, Stan's house. And then I'm doing one in Ibiza, the 20th to 25th. And then I'm doing one in Crete, Greece, June 2015. And then another one in the Cotswolds in England. That's all at the moment. There might be some add-ons and a few weekend talks, but not very many. So I'll just do a bit of an introduction and then I can take questions. All appearances change. Everything is constantly changing. I drink my coffee now and it becomes body. These lungs or this voice box squeeze together and this air becomes sound. And then the sound becomes, I don't know what it becomes. Vibration? I don't know. Thoughts change, feelings change, ideas change. Everything is always changing. And it's beautiful that it changes. If it didn't change, there'd be nothing happening. And it's beautiful that it's always changing from one thing to another, that the coffee now becomes body. And the air becomes body. But what happens in the human dynamic is it tries to hold on to things. It tries to grab hold of things and keep them for itself. It firstly believes I'm a solid thing. I am somebody that is solid inside the body. When there is nothing solid in this world, let alone a separate self that's solid, that you can't even see. But it thinks I'm a solid person and I will grab onto things and I will keep them. And then it cries when it loses them. And it's heartbroken when things die. And when other things get hurt or injured or changed. And it plays all sorts of games to try and control people and keep people with them, manipulate people. And it really believes that it feels happiness and it will be the most happy when it maintains all these things. When it secures a certain amount of money, when it gets the right lover. But the reason that the mind is producing those thoughts and those ideas is because it already feels uncomfortable. It already feels like something's not enough. So then it uses the imagination to imagine getting it and being complete. So all those things that it wants to hold on to and it wants to maintain are already a substitute for feeling not enough. And then it tries to hold on and make permanent that which it can't. Tries to make itself and others permanent. And it can't, because the nature of things, the nature of appearances, is to constantly be moving. It gets so absorbed in the game of hide and seek, trying to find that one thing that will complete it, that it covers or blankets what's actually happening. The focus is so tightly on separation that something's forgotten or seemingly lost. That all of this, the appearances, are inherently complete. That love, what was looked for, was always in what was happening. It's amazing, because the separate person thinks that completion is in the future, and it's so subtle the way it does it. Whenever it's imagining about something better, it's always to try and compensate for something it feels it's lost. If it's angry, it imagines having people around it that don't make it angry. If it feels lost, it imagines a nice, secure home. If it feels abandoned, it imagines falling in love. If it feels bored, it imagines dumping its current partner and getting a new partner. And in that effort, in that game, the completion, the wholeness, gets masked. That this is so completely full and whole. It also covers the other side to life. That life is happening and not happening. That life is loud and quiet, still and moving. That all of this is a result of that stillness, or the movement, you could say, but not a result of the past. There is nothing imagined that can make this better. Nothing. Even if you're starving and out on the street, although it would be nice to have food and warmth and a secure home, ultimately there's nothing that can complete you, no matter what is happening. Completion is, always. Completion is the non-movement and the movement, the emptiness and the fullness. Hey, Jessie. Are you enjoying that hot tub? I remember seeing the hot tub. I've tried to talk Paul into getting us a hot tub. I measured up our bathroom to see if there's enough room, but we only have room in the garden, and I think it would annoy the neighbours with the humming. Oh, I love the hot tub. Hi, Renate. Hey, Isabella. Hey, Maria. Hey, Pip Pip. Hi, Loren. Hi, Annette. Hi, Nick. So, Tom, you still want to speak? Hey, Tom!
Hi, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. You can see me?
I can see A-OK.
Yay.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Where are you from originally, Tom?
I am from Bristol, UK.
From Bristol.
Oh, yes.
I
Literally
couldn't quite get the accent. Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, so my accent is a weird mixture of all the enlightened teachers I've listened to. Because that's pretty much all I did for a while. So my accent kind of got influenced by American and Indian a little bit in places. So.
Then with a bit of country Bristol.
And then the country Bristol is the underlying sauce to bring up the taste. That metaphor failed. So questions. So I was thinking earlier that you kind of say that the. Let me actually make a bigger one.
Sorry.
Sorry. I was thinking earlier that the you're saying the causation. So like the body being more relaxed and like getting more enlightened, or feeling like the person is getting more enlightened, is nothing to do with the actual enlightenment or the seeing of.
That's just often the side effect. Often the side effect is that of waking up, of hearing this, is that the body mind changes and there's a lot more peace. But then the story or the person comes back in and says, I'm enlightened, or I know I'm enlightened, but who knows that? And what would be enlightened? What would be you versus the world? There is just enlightenment everywhere, and every ant, every beggar, every rich person you see would also be enlightened.
So you see everyone as enlightened?
Actually, I see it as neither. I don't see enlightened or not enlightened, actually, because when it comes down to descriptions, I don't look at it like that. It just is love everywhere, as like, can't even quite say a feeling, but it's just all love, and it just doesn't border me and you, or it doesn't. There's no border between you and me, but I don't think, oh, they're enlightened and I'm enlightened and everything's enlightened. But if I were to come to describe it, I would say it like that.
So you aren't describing things while you walk around?
Unless there's a practicality needed, but no, most of the time I'm not thinking about myself or the other.
Not thinking at all?
There's a lot less thoughts than there used to be, but there is practical thoughts that come up of shopping or whatever the practical thoughts are needing to be. Whether Khaleesi's going to kill another dog. Catching the flight.
So if I am in the process of trying to work out where I am compared to you in terms of magic, enlightened magic,
it will always fail, because you won't ever be able to find that. You won't ever find it. You'll one day wake up and you'll think, okay, I'm enlightened. I'm as enlightened as Lisa, And then the next day you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh no, I won't, because thoughts move. They're always changing. Every opinion always changes. Everything you say, everything you think will always contradict itself. You'll never work out where you are because there's nothing there that could be anywhere other than in what is happening. There is only ever what's happening. Everything else is imagined and changes. And what's happening is still and moving. It's happening and not happening. This is total love, and it's really humility as well, but not anybody's humility, because there's nothing special anymore. There's nothing more special than the ground that's walked on, than the air that's breathed. It's all equally special. For someone to be enlightened, it requires something that's more.
More, is there anything following that? More?
No, just more enlightened, just more special, more something. There isn't anything more something, because who are you and who is the world? They're one and the same thing. They say it in many different ways, different speakers. So some people will say when waking up happens, the world disappears, you and the world disappears. Or some say you become the world. Or some say all there is everything. It's just little thoughts that come in and try and grasp it. And there's so many amazing things in the waking up process. There's so many amazing experiences that happen, and life is so radically different to what we thought it was. It's shocking.